What's going on, everybody? Just want to check you out, see if you're all here. My name is Charlie Perry of the Really Charlie Podcast. Well, thank you for joining me on the Really Charlie Podcast here on Fireside. I really am excited about this. Couldn't wait to get this broadcasted. I'm a little shaky on everything a little bit, but I'm going to get this squared away pretty good. I try to practice as much as I can, but I guess I wasn't set up right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the best we can here. I'm going to make sure all these show settings are squared away, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. I also want to use all you guys. Tony, what's going on, Tony? Thanks to you, I'm here on the Really Charlie Podcast, here on Fireside. Funny thing is, I got this music in my background just going on, and I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to turn it off as best I can. Let's see. What's going on, Tony?
Hello, Really Charlie. How are you?
How you doing, man? I got this music in my earpiece here. I can't turn it off.
Yeah, click on, you see where the weight bot is in the bottom?
Yep.
Click on the weight bot.
Yep.
And does it do anything? It should give you another screen.
Says mute the microphone.
Yep. Hit mute. There we go.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I spent all that money on all that training, and look, I was messing up, man. Totally messing up. But
here's the thing with Fireside. Fireside is so easy that we make it complicated.
Yes. I you know what? You just showed me how easy it was, because I think I touched every single thing available to me except that weight bot, and
yeah.
But it's crazy, man. I'm so excited about doing this, thanks to you and Jill, and I can't wait to listen to your show after this, so.
All right. Well, you're looking good.
I'm trying.
It's all looking good. So I don't see anybody in the audience yet.
Yeah.
So do you want to launch into your show, or what you gonna do?
Yes, I want to. Only because I think that's the only way of getting people to come on. So you want to help me out?
Yeah. I'm here. Just right. leave me on the stage, and you can get into your show. I'll just stay up on the stage with you, and if I need to, I'll mute myself, and if I need to chime in, I will.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very much.
Yeah, I see you have Dave and Sam are there.
Yes, Dave and Sam, that other infamous couple, that I listen to, like you guys, like Jill and Tony, And, I like their road trips, man. They're actually, that was an amazing road trip that they were talking about a couple of episodes back. I really, really appreciate it. And but I want to let y'all know that I'm here on Fireside because of Jill and Tony, and I was so amazed with Fireside and the fire started that we are all doing on Fireside. We are basically entertaining each other, educating each other, doing well, let me just, we're providing for our sanity. Everything that we're talking about is something that we have to get out there or get out to the atmosphere, just so we will know, people will know. But I love the communication, and the notifications on Fireside are very, very, they're decent, because something pops up and I'm saying, well, let me check it out, and I listen, and I'm like, man, all right, I needed that, or I needed a laugh, I needed something serious, and what you guys that are here, Tony, Jill, Dave, thank you. You guys are great for me, and I appreciate it. But what we're gonna do is give you a little bio about me. I am the host of the Really Charlie podcast here on you know I do it on. I'm gonna start doing it on Fireside. I'm on StreamYard, through StreamYard, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and so I'm just trying to get my name out there. Why I am highlighting other people, like Jill and Tony when they were on the podcast. I just want to highlight people and give them their flowers while they are standing, and that's the way I was brought up, is to just acknowledge the next person, and say, hey, they're doing a good job, or hey, I'm here for you. So that's what the Really Charlie podcast is about. And so I think it's over 230 episodes that I've been doing. The pandemic, it was instrumental in me getting this thing done, because I needed something to do. And other than that, I was probably going to be in probate court, divorce court, and with my bags packed and my wife kicking me out. But the subject today is, would you write someone a letter? Now, me, I'm pro letter. I'm pro letter. I like that old way of doing things, grab a pen and paper and just write. I haven't done it in a while, but I just want to let you know that it's something that I like doing. And so I wanted to talk about this subject, and basically see who would write a letter. I would write a letter for a lot of reasons, whether someone was alive or if someone had passed away, and I wanted to vent something. So what I would do is, just write a letter, to say, like, let's see, my grandmother or one of my uncles or someone that had passed away, a dear friend. And what I think a letter does is, it's therapeutic. You can write a letter and express your feelings, say, hey, grandma, I miss you. You were so inspirational to me. You did so much for me over my lifetime, and now that you're gone, I miss you. And just basically vent that out. And now, some people may do that in, as far as a spiritual thing, religious thing, is by praying. I think I take it a step further. I'm actually praying and I'm writing a letter. So writing that letter, I'm kind of expressing, my devotion to my grandmother that passed. And before this episode, before I came on, I was actually starting a process and writing a letter to a friend that she's a friend of mine, but she was my second grade teacher's aide. Her name was Mrs. Carol Gomes, and she had just passed away. I was unable to attend any services, but I just wanted to express how I feel. And I usually do it through Facebook, write poetry. Um, I, I love poetry just like Tony does. Tony loves poetry. He's very good at it too, and so I try to, you know, ex- put some of my feelings on a post, and it usually works for me. It gets me venting. So, how do you feel about writing someone a letter? Whether it's your significant other, husband, wife, grandmother, anybody, a dear friend that you may have been in the military with or went to college with. How do you feel about writing a letter to someone? is it outdated? Do you think that just emails and text messages are the way to go? Um, or a simple thing like a phone call. Phone calls are good, but I think what a letter does, a letter actually, it gives some feeling. You can get feelings in a verbal conversation on a cell phone, but could you imagine going to the mailbox and grabbing a letter and it says, you know, um, "Hey Stacy, how you doing? All right, Jill, thank you. I appreciate all this love that you guys are showing me." The Could you imagine, Stacy, you getting a letter? You go down to the mailbox, you grab it, and it says, "Stacy, 123 Boogie Boogie Avenue, New York City, New York, whatever." And guess what? You get that letter, you get to read it, and it's like it's one of your long lost friends, you know, or it's a relative, it's your third cousin in Minnesota or something like that, and you say, "Wow, I haven't heard from them in years, and didn't even realize you were in Minnesota." Last time I knew you were in Columbus, Ohio, something like that. So it really, what it does is just it kind of steps it up. It gives you that emotional tear in your eye, or gleam in your face, and smiling from ear to ear that you got a letter in the mail. So
Charlie,
yes,
Charlie, can I chime in? I think you did ask. What do we think about it?
yes. I'm sorry. See, hey, you know what Jill says? I didn't. I just totally forgot how to shut up. All right. All right. So go ahead, man. Chime in.
so, oh boy, I really hate to say what I'm getting ready to say, especially that I'm a writer. I'm a person that writes,
Mm-hmm.
as much as I can. But I haven't sent a letter to anyone or written a letter to anyone in like 20 years.
Same here. Same here.
What? Oh, same here.
And I'm only saying that because this is something I wanted to do so recently, and I said, why didn't I get back to it? And I found some items in my scrap box, and guess what? It was some letters. So go
Oh,
ahead,
okay,
continue.
okay.
Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I haven't written one in 20 years, and I don't even like to send emails,
Mm.
which is weird, because I write, but
Yes.
I don't. No, I don't send too many letters. Well, as you can tell, 20 years is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but for me, my best communication of the way of getting my thoughts across is one, poetry. So I
Yep.
might write a poem. I might write a poem for someone
Mm-hmm.
before I would write that letter. Is
Okay.
is is what I would probably do. But then also you said something earlier, which was that you would write a letter to a loved one after they passed away. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
So
And
what do you think of writing a letter to that person before they pass away?
well, most of the time, like with my grandmother, that was the case where I did, write her a letter, send her a card with, kind of the whole inside of the card being written. So it was like a brief
Uh-huh.
letter. And
Okay.
so I always done that. I
Okay.
I basically got away from it, and then it rekindled, and it started up. Like I said, I just found some old letters, and was wondering if it was going to be a topic, and a good topic. And I actually did ask you, and you said, "Yeah, bring it."
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think it is a good topic because people really don't do it anymore, and I don't believe because Jill had brought up that is is sending someone an email the same as writing a letter? And I said, oh no, there's no way it's the same. She said, but it's all writing.
Hmm.
I said, no, I don't think it's the same. When somebody does an email, email is like really quick, quick, quick.
Yes.
I'm gonna I'm gonna write this out as quickly as I can,
Hmm.
and get on with it. But when you actually have to take out a pen and paper and actually write in longhand, that by the way, I don't even think they teach script longhand anymore
I
in
agree.
school, if I'm
I
not
agree.
mistaken.
Yes.
But when you actually have to sit down and do it and take the time to really think about what that next word is going to be, um, I think that makes a difference.
Sure does.
To me, that even though I haven't done it in 20 years and I wasn't an avid letter writer then, um, but I think writing a letter is more personal
Hmm.
than just sending an email. Like for instance, we've got e-cards and people send e-cards, but I give cards.
Hmm.
I give real cards. And Jill gives me real cards, for the holidays or birthdays or whatever.
Right.
But Jill, like you, I look forward to what Jill has written in the card
Hmm.
because what she writes is always better than what the card said. So
True.
that's what I look forward to because I've been telling her, look, just why do you even buy these cards?
Hmm.
That's just write a card to me, and I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm thrilled. So I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in, but I think that Stacy, she looks like a
Mm.
letter writer.
Yes, she
And I
does.
don't know if she wants to talk or not, but it's not my show, but I can feel that about her. Stacy is a writer. She loves to write. So maybe you invite her, Charlie, to the
Yeah.
stage. I'm going to shut my mouth.
Okay.
All right, but I'll still stay up here. All
I
right.
I appreciate you, Tony, so much, man. Stacy, why don't you come to the stage? I there's one thing I believe everything that Tony says, and you would be someone that was, great for the stage. Sort of like, you know, Stacy. It's the Stacy show. Come on, tell me how you feel. I would like to hear some Stacy. We got, you know. All right, here we go. This is it. That's why I like you already. What's up, Stacy? How you doing? How's
Doing okay. Let me turn off the TV so I don't have that in the background.
okay?
Um, Thank you for the compliments and all that.
Welcome.
I'm I'm not as much of a letter writer as I want to be, but I
Hmm.
agree with Anthony
Yep.
that there's just something about that personal touch that you took the time to actually handwrite it.
Hmm.
And I mean, I'm a bus driver, so I see
Ah,
that the script is not being taught in
yeah.
school like it used to be, and so I think that's a lost art.
Sure is.
Um, and so, I mean, I can remember getting letters from grandparents and writing back, and unfortunately, they're all passed. So
Hmm.
that has kind of gone by the wayside. But I do agree that taking the time to actually handwrite it and then address the envelope and put the stamp on it and all that is more of a personal touch and kind
I
of
agree.
lets the receiver know that, hey, I care about you enough to go to the trouble to actually sit down. Now, I can understand with what Jill was saying about that emails can be nice.
Hmm.
But I still think that by using technology, while it may be quick,
Yes.
there's something that's kind of been lost in the process, and so I'm glad that you are doing this topic, because I think it's something that we need to think about trying to do, because we certainly could use a lot more kind of humanity
Yes,
in the world nowadays.
we sure can. Um, I remember writing letters and just like you said, my own handwriting, printing it out, uh, putting some nice stamps on, similar to, always try to get a stamp that the person liked, whether it was someone in the service, I would get something patriotic, or if it was a friend of mine, I try to get something, you know, school related or whatever it is, wherever our connection is. And then right on the back, little cartoon characters or something, smiley faces, and just to add to the letter, and uh, believe it or not, writing was my punishment. My dad, when I got in trouble, he gave me a dictionary and he told me to write. And whatever amount of pages he picked, I had to write every word and every definition in that dictionary until I was done. And then when I was done, guess what? He tore it right in front of me and said, "Okay, you're all set." But it didn't just take 1 hour or 2 hours. It usually took a day or so. And I couldn't do anything until I was done with those definitions. But I believe it or not, I think I got good handwriting because of it. All right. Still there, Stacy?
Yeah, I am. I
All
just
right.
didn't want any noise in the background or anything like that to
Oh,
interfere.
okay.
But
Yeah.
I can even remember going through. I think someone had mentioned about um, like with using cards,
Mm-hmm.
and then going through and maybe start on the back, writing something, and so you turn it back over and come go to the top and finish, and so you fill in a lot of the blank spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But yeah, I'm I think that you're kind of inspiring me to maybe just by having this topic
Mm-hmm.
and what you said, and Anthony, that um, I want to get back to doing that more often,
Yes.
and all that. So I appreciate the fact that you've inspired me to get back into doing more card writing and letter writing and
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Thank you. And I appreciate you and your comments. And but I will choose someone to write this week. And I'm gonna mail something out, just to prove my point that it's a good thing. And whoops, hold on 1 second. It's a good thing, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, but oh, we got Jill on board here. Stacy on the stage. What's up, Jill?
Hey, hey, hey.
Oops, sorry.
How you
Sorry,
doing?
we'll fix it. Okay.
I'm sitting next to Anthony, so that's why you got the feedback.
Oh, wow,
Um,
that's
well,
pretty
I just
good.
want to say I love handwritten letters or thank you notes. Just last week, I received a handwritten thank you note after I did a presentation, and the director of the program took the time to handwrite me a thank you note and mail it. It was so exciting, and I shall cherish that. And I just want to
Nice.
say with my emails, maybe it's because many of my emails go to former journalists,
Mm-hmm.
but our emails are like handwritten letters because what did you
Yep.
just do?
Go. Talk.
I'm hearing an echo.
Is it me? No,
Okay. Sorry about that.
that's all right.
So we write about the weather. We write as though we're talking to each other in person,
Mm-hmm.
and usually it's because we haven't seen each other in a while. So our letters, our emails are so long that we actually have subheadings,
Oh, okay.
so that you know at a glance what the entire email is about. So I feel like I write letters every week, but I choose to type them.
Okay.
But I do like handwriting cards, as Tony described to you all as well, because I just like, and he's right. I have thought about starting my own card line because I rarely can find cards that say what I want to say. So I add to it.
I'm on the same page with you
So
because
I just want to leave it with the thought of maybe you, Charlie, should start a fireside pen pal program.
you know what? I'm down for so much things. You know, I'm trying to stay positive with a lot of things, and I think that letters are a positive way, and even in your case with the emails, that's a positive thing. So I'm trying to stay positive as much as I can with everything that I do, because what that does is just keep things positive and happy, and that's it. You know, but thanks for your input. I appreciate it. The so Stacy, Jill, Tony, myself, we got so many things that we have in common. And the one thing that is in common is that we are trying to show some love for somebody else, right? And a letter, an email, a card, those are all things that show love and express love. So I'm like, let's do it. I got to do it, you know. And even one thing I could do is write a quick note, right? Remember how we used to fold it up in different different sections, 4 to 8, and square it off, and then you pull the tab and everything. Well, even getting one of those and writing one of those and kind of leaving it on the table, for the wife, for her husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, boyfriend, just leave a note somewhere and boom. Hey, I love you today. Have a great day. Those are all things that, it's just positive. And if I got one, I'd be happy too. So, let me see. I'm gonna kind of, if anybody wants to come on, just come to the stage. I'd gladly talk to you. And what I want to talk about Fireside, and I'm really trying to make this my platform, the thing I do, along with YouTube, and basically just kind of get a new audience, get a new group of friends, and just basically just do that. I find that when I'm doing the Facebook Live and all that, it's good, but it becomes I don't know. I kind of lost. How do you want to say? Not the interest, but I feel like it's not there for me. So what I'm trying to do is kind of open up into different areas. And Fireside is so positive. It's just amazing what all you guys are just doing on this platform, and don't ever think that that because I'm popping on the screen, I got my face on there or that cartoon character. I'm actually listening to everything that you guys are broadcasting, and that's kind of what I want for myself. I want to bring a message. I want to bring a conversation, bring some guests on, like what's her Graciela. I've been following her a lot and her inspiration, and like to get her on. She kind of keeps the fire going. Keeps me going, especially if I listen to her in the early morning on a replay or something. Which another thing, replay is that's a brilliant brainstorm. That's awesome, and so that's me, in a nutshell. Charlie Perry of the Really Charlie podcast. I have my YouTube channel. Every week I'm gonna be on here doing my thing. Wednesday's my day, and I kind of gonna do my subject. It may change, because for one, I love Tony and Jill, and when they're on, I'm right. Did a little bit better emphasis on it. That's right. I like you too. It's amazing that interaction, like Jill and Dave and Tony, Is it Sue? It's crazy that the conversation you guys have, right? I laugh so hard, or I scratch my head because the same conversation you guys are having, I'm having in my house. You know, same conversation, different house. You know, and it's funny as can be because that's why I got the name Really Charlie. Me and my wife have a conversation, or I do something wrong, or do something crazy. She said, "Really, Charlie? Really?" You know, and that's our household. So I'm gonna definitely always support you guys as much as I can. Um, and if I can catch you on a replay, I will. But please, you know, I'll be back next Wednesday. Same thing. Hopefully, I can have a nice guest on here so we can interact and talk about a few things. Or I may highlight what they're doing. You know, they could be a police officer like I was for 30 years. You know, I'm retired now. I'm a bus driver like Stacy and doing my thing. I dealt with. I got a rude awakening with autism. I've grown to learn more and more about autism when I didn't in the past. So, you know, bus driver is cool. You know, I think I could write a book about being a bus driver. It's kind of hilarious and, you know, good, bad, and ugly sometimes. But, anyways, so I will definitely be back. I'm gonna prepare myself to listen to I'm Right, you know, as many of you will probably do, you know, and anything you guys need, please get in touch with me. And thank you for joining me on this first episode of Really Charlie. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Means a lot. Means a lot. All right. And I can't wait till I can play some music. So, all right, guys, party time. Yeah. Applause to you all. God bless. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Please keep on with the great subject matter. You guys are doing a terrific job, and I appreciate you. God bless. Take care.